Greetings guys, welcome back to the channel, and today product review of new Ping i230 iron. Look at those beautiful irons from Ping. Lots and lots of shelf appeal here, but will they improve your game? Let's find out. Hi guys, Simon Byford here, and I'm in quite a unique position when I review these clubs because I'm able to be a golf professional right-handed and also an aspiring amateur left-handed. To have a left-handed and a right-handed comparison of these irons. So are they good for someone who possibly is a little quicker, possibly better ball striker, but also, like my left-handed golf, someone who is very inconsistent. But first of all, let's have a look at the tech inside and what Ping are saying about the i230 irons. So they're talking about a tour-proven player's style of iron, something that appeals to both tour-inspired players. So Lee Westwood is going to be using this club. Till Hatton also uses this golf club, but also that better amateur, that improver, that beginner. As always, they're trying to aim this club as many people as possible. They're talking about premium feel and sound. Now obviously feel is very much sound orientated, and Ping are trying to create that softer, quieter sound by inserting soft elastomer insert in between the face and the cavity badge, which helps, as they say, dampen undesirable frequencies. You can see they spend a lot of time and effort making sure the sound of these golf clubs is what they think the players want to have. And certainly if you're a Ping fan, these clubs sound exactly like you expect them to sound. They're also coming in with a toe and heel tungsten weighting for lower CG, which increases MOI as well. This helps with launch and forgiveness, trying to make sure that wherever you hit the ball on the face, you get as much response, as little loss of distance control as possible. We're also talking, as we often do with new irons, about the grooves on the club face themselves. So Ping are talking about the micro max grooves on these clubs, which are going to help consistently deliver spin in all sorts of different conditions. So when you get moisture, when you get grass, when you get dirt in between the ball and that club face, trying to channel that away as best as possible and leave you with as much hitting surface as possible to contact the ball. And on that hitting surface, we've got the Hydro Pearl finish, again trying to dispel water, trying to remove water from that face as quickly as possible so that it doesn't interfere with strike and contact. As you can see, there's a lot going on in these clubs, but for me, as always with Ping, the most important and valuable thing that Ping offer, as well, if not better than any other company, is their fitting process. So the Ping legendary color code system for lie angle, making sure that the lie of that club sits as flat as possible, and doesn't matter how high your hands are, we can deliver that bottom groove, that bottom of the golf club, that sole of the club as square as possible to the ground, which helps you with that starting direction and reduces that curvature. We've also got obviously all the different shaft lengths, shaft types, all the different grip types. Ping are really good at offering great fitting options. And also from a personal point of view, most Ping fitting accounts are going to have some left-handed options, things that you may not always see with other companies. And as I've become an amateur golfer over the last few years, left-handed, getting your hands on left-handed equipment is not easy, and Ping do it as well as anyone. That's all the technical side of the Ping i230s, but what about the data? What about the actual numbers when I hit some shots right-handed and left-handed with the launch monitor, and then I took some of these clubs out on the golf course? How did I get on? Looking at the right-handed data, first of all here, you can see that I averaged 123.9 miles an hour ball speed, averaging 178 carry, and averaging 5,365 spin. Now I'm using a Pro V1 X ball, so a ball that spins quite a lot, and these are good to slightly low numbers. In the real world, we'll probably see slightly more higher numbers than that once we get into turf rather than off a mat, but some pretty good numbers for me. You can see fairly consistent there with the 18.4 launch angle and fairly consistent with the overall carry distance. Left-handed much slower, down at 107.3 miles an hour, so 16 miles an hour slower. And what does that mean to the overall ball flight? Now obviously a much lower ball flight, peak height for me, and slightly more spin, but again very similar spin numbers even though it's at slightly lower speed. So therefore you can also see that the distance goes down, and I only carry the ball 149 yards. But again, a very consistent spin model in there, very consistent launch across those shots. So even at that lower speed, the club is working, it is producing usable numbers. How about dispersion? You can see that my right-handed golf, I hit that slight right to left shape fairly consistently, and my ball patterns finish fairly on target to slightly left when I overdraw them. With the right-handed, it's a bit more spread out, but it's definitely more of an east and west variation rather than a north and south variation. Even when I mishit it, not lose out too much distance. These clubs are definitely one that are worth testing. Let's take these clubs to the course and see how I got on out there. So as you can see, it was a really grim, miserable day when I managed to take the i230s out for their testing on the course, but I found them to be as usable as I need them to be. I found them workable around that sort of 100 to 130 yard distance away from the green, with the wedge and the 9-iron being able to manipulate launch angles, manipulate distances, and manage to control that ball flight.
These are such good looking irons. Oh, I absolutely love the looks of these things. Nice muddy English, muddy England.
For me, the i230 performed superbly. You can see quite a few healthy divots from my right-handed golf. That is definitely a tendency with me as a right-hander, but even if I caught the ball ever so slightly heavy and a bit of mud got trapped between the club and the ball, I managed to cover the distance that I wanted to, played some nice shots with them, and these are definitely one that I'll be looking when I look to replace my right-handed clubs in this calendar year. So guys, let me know there down below. How have you tried the Ping i230s? Did you own the Ping i210s or the i200s? Have you noticed? Will you notice a difference in those products? It'd be really interesting to hear your comments down there. But for me, the i230s, if you're looking to change your irons this year, is definitely one that's worth consideration. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already, and we'll see you down here on the channel next time. Bye bye.